Hey there, everybody. All right, so you went out and you bought a Merlin, and you bought a G model, meaning that this is open G on its when it's normally tuned. It is tuned to open G, and the strings are this top one, this wound top one is tuned to a G. This middle one is tuned to a D, and these two bottom ones on the melody line are tuned also to a G. So this one's a G and this one's a G. Okay, now if you watched my review video, you saw that I talked about it being diatonically fretted. All that means is, remember that top one, let's go on that top one. All right, it's tuned to a G. When we press down the first fret, we're playing an A. The second fret, B, C, D, all the way up, E, F, G. Okay, same with this melody line. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, now, the middle string D, what would our first fret be? If you said E, you're right. It goes D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Okay? Now, likewise, if we strum it open, we're strumming a G chord. Okay? So if we press down all three at the first fret, what do you think that would be? It would be an A. You're right. A, B, and all the way up. C, D. Now, when you put down all three strings, it's actually 4 strings, but when you put down all the strings with one finger, that's called a bar chord. And you can do a bar chord with just the one finger, or you can get help from your middle finger and push down like that. So right away with this thing, you can automatically play G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, the high G chords, just by pressing down the bars. So if you've got a song in G, C, and D, which that's very, very common, here's your G, open. Now, this is a beginner intro video, so I'm not showing any complicated chording or anything like that. This is just to get you going, okay? So you got your G, there it is. All right, C is right here at the 3rd fret. All right, and D is at the 4th fret. So any song with G, C, and D, that's the most common 3 chords you're going to find. Any song you can play right there with those 3 chords. Just right there, G, C, and D. Okay, now another way to do this is to press down with your first 3 fingers, your index, middle, and your ring finger. So that'll get your fingers used to pressing down the strings, and you're going to develop calluses, and it might be painful at first, but the more you practice and the more you do it, you'll develop calluses. So let's start playing our G and go to a C by pressing down on that fret using those 3 fingers. Back to G. Now D. C. D. Okay, now to strum this, you're going to need a pick. I have one that has a nice little grip. It's called a Dunlop Max Grip. Okay, and mine is not too hard. This one is I use multiple ones, but this one's a 0.73. Okay, so when we're strumming this thing, first of all, let me do this for you. If you strum back here next to this right here, this is called the bridge. Okay, you get a very high tone. All right, if you strum way up here, you get a low and more muted tone. Okay, so listen to this as I go up. sound changes, okay? And that's what we can do to change how we play. We might be playing something that we want really high and aggressive, okay? More mellow is right here. Now this opening, this hollow right here, lets the sound out. You can strum there or anywhere you like. Whatever's comfortable. And over time, you might find yourself doing something like this when you strum. To get varying sounds. Okay. And as far as holding the pick, you're just going to have to get comfortable with it. You're going to have to practice with it. You're going to drop it a million times. It's going to turn on you, things like that. But this little max grip will help. Get something that's got a little grip on it. That'll help. And when I strum, I'm just in a relaxed position. And as I strum down, the pick is facing up. It's more up towards my face, so as to not be this aggressive thing on the strings. So you tilt it up a little bit, okay? And when you come back up, you go like that, and you tilt it the other direction. So it's like this. Now I'm exaggerating this. You might not move it. You might not be moving it that much, but I just wanted to show you. So as we're strumming, see how my wrist and hand is moving? Okay, so you can start out going, then you'll want to start incorporating some up picking. So go 1, 2, turn and up. So down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay? Down, up, down. There's all sorts of picking, strumming patterns that you can do, and you'll learn that as you go. But you're just going to want to practice getting comfortable going up and down. Okay. And that takes practice. All right. Now, let me tell you about something else you need. Okay, if you don't already have one of these, get yourself an electronic tuner. That way, it's real easy to see when you're in tune. And you can see my top G. Let's see if I can turn that around for you. Needs to come up just a touch. Now it's too high. We want it right on that green. Right there. Okay? And our D, we want it right there too. In that green. If we're to the red, that means we're too low and we need to tune it up. If we're to the yellow, we need to tune it down. And as you can see, this one picks up my voice. Not all of them do that. Okay, now when you turn the pegs on the Merlin, either model, the D or the G, this is your top bass string. When you turn this that way, counterclockwise, it's going to go up. All right, when you turn it clockwise, it's going to go down. See how that's happening there? All right. Now that's the same thing with your third string. Both of these, if you turn them this way, counterclockwise, it's going to go up. Clockwise will go down. Now, you'll find the bottom two strings of this melody line here that are down here are the exact opposite of that. If you turn it towards you, it's going to go up. If you turn it away from you, it's going to go down. Toward me, it's going up. Away from me, it's going down. Now that's the same on your G or your D model. Alright, so get you one of these. It doesn't have to be this brand, but there is one in the link below. One of my affiliate links. Now you'll see on the G model that they've got numbers down here. And really, I don't like that. I don't know why they did that. We don't want to do numbers. We want to do, you know, A, B, C, D instead of numbers. Because with each string, you know, that D string will be E, F, G. But anyway, I wanted to give you a little introduction there, show you a little bit of strumming, and let's, when you're playing these bottom two strings, you can pick out a lot of melodies there. Without using any other strings. And you can just strum the rest of it. If you want. But pick out songs like Mary Had a Little Lamb. Okay, and you can add some strumming in there. Go try out my This Old Man video that I made, and it tells you where to have your fingers on the frets. And you're doing an up and down picking style there, like that. You're going to want to practice that as well. Okay, I hope that was a nice little introduction to you, maybe to get you started on playing your Merlin. I want you to keep in mind that any of the tablatures you find that are for the D model, okay, the D model is just, it's tuned in, this one's tuned in open G, it's tuned in open D. So the strings for that model are D, A, D. Okay? And that's the same as the G, D, G, it's just higher, okay? And so any tablatures you find are going to work on this G model as well. So don't be afraid to use those. But the cool thing about this being tuned in open G is that you can automatically play with other instruments without having to think about it. If they're playing a G, you can play a G right here. And you're automatically in tune with them, in the same key with them. And your C and your D, you're automatically ready to play with any instrument like a guitar or a banjo that's tuned in G without using a device called a capo that pinches all the strings down to get you into a higher key. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that intro on the Merlin G. This little thing is fun to play, I tell you what. Having played guitar and banjo in the past, banjo for many, many years, and even a dulcimer, I love that it incorporates two of my favorite things, and that's strumming and picking and playing a banjo, and that diatonic fretboard that you find on a dulcimer. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I want you to always remember, first and foremost, that Jesus loves you. Bye-bye.